What's up guys, it's Lord Botha here with another video, and hide your kids, hide your wives, because Pokemon and Nintendo are suing everybody. This comes to us from PC Gamer. Palworld developer reports Nintendo suing over 3 Pokemon patents for only $66,000 in damages, but a video game IP lawyer says fighting the lawsuit could mean burning millions of dollars. And this is not really the new part of the story, right? We already knew that Palworld was getting sued by Nintendo. That story came out about last month, but it's actually in this article talking about what they're specifically getting sued over now. Those have actually been listed, the specific patents. Now originally, yes, there was speculation over what patents were being sued over, and people did speculate whether it was over the Pokeball throwing style mechanics, right? If Pocket Pair was going to be sued for patent infringement rather than copyright infringement over its characters, it would be this sort of Pokeball throwing mechanic, right? Well, in actuality, it's 3 patents, and they seem to cover both protections on creature catching and riding mechanics. Basically, the idea of catching Pokemon with Pokemon-style balls, and the idea of riding gliders and other kinds of creatures, which has led some to speculate if we're going to start suing games over this, especially the whole gliding mechanics and riding creatures, then how many other games are going to be screwed? Fortnite, you use a glider to sail down into your landing position. Is Fortnite going to be sued by Nintendo? When the patents were issued is also kind of sketchy, seeing that Pocket Pair's report details the application and registration dates for the patents in question, all 3 of which were filed and granted to Nintendo in the months following Palworld's release in January of 2024. So Palworld had already been released when Nintendo was then granted these patents afterwards, and now are retroactively suing Pocket Pair for violating those patents. Almost as if they're using the patents specifically as a tool to try to shut down the game. As far as damages that are being asked for, Nintendo is asking for 5 million yen in damages, which is roughly $33,000, which doesn't seem like that much, right? And the low price tag has some people claiming that the low ask is being used as sort of a stepping stone to get the judge to just agree with the lawsuit and rule in their favor. Because what's $33,000 to this company? However, the money really isn't the big ask here. The big ask is that they want Pocket Pair to have an injunction put against them and Palworld, essentially halting sales of the game until the mechanics are removed. And some of those mechanics they're describing are integral parts of the game. It would make it extremely costly and almost make the game a completely different kind of game without those mechanics included. Quite simply put, it's not something that would be easily, or in relative terms, can be done. Essentially, winning the lawsuit means that they could potentially kill Palworld. And the funny thing is, Nintendo seems to be on a suing spree now, because they aren't just suing companies like Pocket Pair. They're now coming after individuals. This comes to us from Insider Gaming. Nintendo suing alleged Switch leaker streamer for $7.5 million. So this streamer is getting sued for more money than the patent violating Pocket Pair. A man by the name of Jesse Every Game Guru Keenan has come under fire from Nintendo for regularly and persistently streaming unreleased Nintendo Switch games despite the Tech Titan's demands that he stop. That basically means he's using an emulator. Per reports, Keenan regularly dismissed takedown notices and cease and desist orders, circumventing legal action from Nintendo to sometimes stream games as early as 3 weeks before launch. Nintendo has decreed that these actions are promoting and encouraging the downloading of pirated copies of unpublished games. They also allege that Every Game Guru has profited off this behavior, prompting viewers to make cash donations to support his content-based pursuits. That's a fancy way of saying he gets super chats on his streams. After dozens of takedown notices, Nintendo decided enough was enough and headed to the courts loaded for bear. It was revealed that the legendary gaming firm is seeking $150,000 in damages for each infringement, which could add up to as much as $7.5 million per estimates. Now, I've never heard of Every Game Guru, so I'm going to assume that he's not exactly a giant streamer. So I kind of see this from both sides. I don't quite understand why Nintendo feels compelled to go after small streamers using emulators to play and stream their games. It seems like they have bigger fish to fry and more money to spend on their lawyers elsewhere, say with the Palworld lawsuit, or the numerous other companies like Sony in Japan that are probably going to sue them over patents now because of the Pandora's box that they opened. But on the other hand, I also get why they're doing it. They issued cease and desist orders. They gave this guy multiple warnings. They said, hey, we don't like you doing this. Please stop. We will sue you if you continue to do this. And he continued to do this. He knew the consequences of what he was getting into. And then he still continued to do that behavior. If you're a parent like me, we know that as defiant behavior. And when your kid is defiant, you have to punish him. And it looks like he's getting punished right now. At least potentially. It still has to go through the court system. I don't know where Every Game Guru lives. I don't know if he lives in a different country like the United States. I don't know if Nintendo is suing him in their court or his. I don't know. That would probably put a lot of different spins on whether or not he has a good chance in court. But even here in the United States, if he is in the United States, it's not like we have really lax piracy laws either. We maybe have lax piracy policing, but not lax piracy laws. But the whole point of all this is that it seems like Nintendo has made it very clear, if you piss them off, if you try to come after their money or hurt their brand in some way, they are not afraid to come after you legally, and they will do it swiftly. So for any streamers out there, or for any game developers who think that they can do what Palworld did, best to take notice and tread carefully. But those are just my thoughts on all this. If you have your own thoughts, go ahead and leave them in the comments. If you like this video, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. If you didn't like this video, appreciate you watching all of it. We'll talk to you again later.